Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeal for Town of Wareham. For tonight's agenda, it is September 24th, isn't it? September 25. September 25th, 2019, and we are at the Multi-Service Center, 45 Marion Road, at the third floor. Okay, we're gonna call the meeting to order. I make a roll call. My far right, Associate Member Robert Haskell. My far left, Member Jake Morrison, Attorney Jen Kendrick, Associate Walter Cruz, our Town Planner Ken Buckland, myself, the Chair Nazi Al-Khalasi. We have some preliminary business to do. The minutes for last week hearing.
Are in your folders.
Why don't we table them until Jim comes, because he's the one who could sign them?
Okay.
Can we table that? But just speaking of, did you guys had a chance to look at them?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's table them because he's the one who can sign those. All these October 9?
Yeah, it's to be voted up.
All right, we start with the public hearing, 38-19, Jacob and Chelsea Lowe, 142 Blackmore Pond Road. Come forward. Yeah. Just give us a minute.
Yep.
This is it. Pass it to Jan.
Okay.
I'll read it. Mind, Jan?
What's this? You want to read it?
Yeah, please, for
Oh.
the record.
Okay. Notice of public hearing. The Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on September 25th, 2019 at 6:30 PM in room 320 of the Wareham Multi-Service Center, 48 Marion Road, Wareham, Massachusetts, 02571, to consider petition 38-19 for a special permit/use variance from the requirements of Table 330 of the Wareham zoning bylaws to Jacob and Chelsea Lowe, 142 Blackmore Pond Road, West Wareham, Massachusetts, 02576, seeking to construct an accessory apartment located at 142 Blackmore Pond Road, West Wareham, Massachusetts, Assessors Map 71, Lot 1011, in the R60 zoning district.
All right, just name and address for the records for each one of you, please.
Jacob Lowe, 142 Blackmore Pond Road, West Wareham.
Chelsea Lowe, 142 Blackmore Pond Road, West Wareham.
Sir?
Charles Purdy, 12 Blackmore Pond Circle.
Okay. All right, wanna let us know what are you guys doing?
So, what we want to do is build a mudroom and an attached garage with a room over the top of it. So the reason why, I'm not sure why they flagged it as an apartment, if it's because it's not directly access to the house or what, but the reasoning why it doesn't have direct access into the house is because we had to shorten the width of the garage. Because of the R60 zoning, we have to be 60 feet, obviously, away from the side of the street. And the way that Blackmore Pond Road turns the corner, we had to shorten the addition by 10 feet. So we lost our access into the mudroom, which would have connected it to the house. The reasoning for putting the room there is my wife owns a photography company that she actually does on the weekends and stuff, so she wants an office, home office, and kind of a place to entertain clients, and we want extra family space because we only have about a 1,400 square foot house right now and looking to get some more room in our house.
Okay. Is accessory apartments allowed in R60?
No, it's a use variance.
Only in R30? I think they are allowed. just a minute. You said you wanna do business in it as well?
Just a family.
It's more or less just a family room. So my wife works at Cranberry Self Storage, but she does on the weekends, kind of as a hobby, it's a photography thing where she takes pictures of people. And sometimes she likes to meet with people in there, so that's why we have the office in there. And it's really, we just need more space in our house. We got 2 kids. We're hoping to have more kids, and we need some more room.
Okay. Where are they? John Commercial?
Other than R60.
Any extra new books, zoning bylaw books? I think Sonia had said she'd bring one over.
Yeah, there's one in your packet.
Oh, it's just, I got it.
And all this.
Ah, I was looking for a blue cover.
Oh, we changed the color because it's a new one.
Perfect.
So what's the, yes, with the star, what's the star for?
That's for special conditions. For, $390.
So you doing the addition, I'm gonna call it an addition, not an
Yeah.
apartment. For her business or for an apartment?
No, it's not an
It's not an
apartment.
apartment.
It's not an apartment. It's for, I'm a photographer. I
Yeah.
shoot some weddings on the side.
Okay.
My
We-
full-time job is
We're not
Cranberry.
going to be renting it out to people.
Okay.
That's-
No.
If it's a, sorry.
Go ahead.
If it's a home occupation, have you checked the standards for home occupation?
See, I didn't look into any of that because I had John Churchill draw up, well, it was actually one of his guys, Mike Pimentel, that drew up the plans for us. And I kind of let him, put that ball in his court as to, to look all that stuff up, so.
So why you calling it an accessory apartment?
I'm not.
Or not. It's,
It was the building commissioner who called it an accessory apartment.
there's on the plans, it says office.
They're just looking to get
When
more
I-
living space, that's it.
A home office is allowed in the R60, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, it's allowed.
When I took it to the,
Home
Are you
occupation.
adding all of this, though? This whole floor plan is what you're adding?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
We brought it in, I
Kitchen
brought
and
it,
bathroom?
Yep.
Yes.
That's what makes it a rental, right there.
no, but in,
Because even your main kitchen is in your main house,
Yeah.
Yes, we have a
Oh.
kitchen.
even though you're, can I speak?
Yeah,
Even though
Go
you're
ahead.
planning this, I look at this as an apartment that after it's approved, you could rent it. Because you have 2 separate kitchens in one dwelling.
I mean, to be fair, my
So
office
you're
has a
feeding electric to
kitchenette.
here, but you
That's
have-
what we were doing as a
That's what we were
kitchenette, so there's
doing.
no stove or
Why you
anything.
sent it to us?
Listen, we can't talk over each other, one
Sorry.
at a time.
Go ahead.
So when they speak, let them speak.
You got
Or
it.
when you speak, you speak. Go ahead, Walter, finish up.
I mean, that's the only reason that I can think it came to us is because of the kitchen. Exactly why, with the bathroom.
I think that, from time to time, we get into this, there's
I don't want
this
to say
just,
yes and then they're renting it.
right, there's this huge,
That's what's gonna happen.
there's this huge fear of people using some type of accessory dwelling as a rental in this town that comes up from time to time. Don't necessarily think it's fair to deny someone a permit for something that's a lawful use based on some unfounded anticipation of what could possibly be done with the space. In the future, if they are using it in violation of the law, then appropriate measures could be taken by the town. But I think it's fair to take them at their word, at face value, that
Where's
their
the site plan?
intentions are to use it as a home office. I don't think that the existence of a kitchenette in an office is suspicious in and of itself, although I'm sure that's why the buildings inspector denied it.
Can I add something? So I actually, before I before I went to John and got the plans drawn, I went upstairs to, is that the zoning board? Upstairs at the town hall. and I spoke with one of the ladies, and I said, you know, this is what I'm planning on doing. Is there anything, you know, that would throw a red flag here? And she said, leave out a stove, because that's a definite thing. Like, okay, you're going to be up here preparing meals and stuff. So we took the stove off, and there really isn't even any room in the kitchen for a stove. We actually, you know, it's a kitchenette. It's meant to just, if you have people over and we have a event, you can have, you know, a kitchenette. It's, yeah.
We also have 2 kids, and usually when I'm editing, I'm watching them too. So that's really the basis for it.
No, that's all I heard.
Okay, photography, it can be considered home occupation.
Yep.
There's no such law or a bylaw that says you can't have 2 kitchens in a house. However, like Walter said, in the house, so we had similar hearings before like that.
Yeah.
The gentleman wanted to put a kitchen on his patio. So his house, and he has a walkout basement, put a kitchen out there.
Yeah.
So it kind of made sense to cook on a patio. But like Walter said, when you put a kitchen in this one here, I'm not saying, like, we can't judge you saying you're gonna rent it. That would be kind of illegal or something. But say you sell it, say you don't do it, say you sell the house, and the person come after you and rent it, now what you do?
Well, then someone would report it to the town, who would
Because they would,
typically
sorry.
act within their
Worst case
authority.
scenario, something happens, and we signed off, and something happens, and they find out they rented it, and
Well,
it's after the
well,
fact.
we're signing off for a lawful purpose. I'm on a soapbox a little bit here. I've seen this come up from time to time, and I hate to see people being penalized over some fear that somebody's gonna use something unlawfully in the future, and I don't think that that is fair.
I absolutely agree. But let me ask you a question. If it's a home occupation business for you, because you do photography, hair salon, whatever,
Yeah.
would it work for you without a kitchen?
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be, it's,
I mean, it's literally just.
Just one at a time,
Yeah,
not a
we
finish.
got
no problem. It was really more like I'd have a mini fridge in there for, I mean, my kids are like constantly eating. They're 3 and 1. So that's really the reason for it. I mean, I'm going to be up there a lot if I'm going to be serious about my business. So
So you could feed the
planning
kids
on
and stuff, which
feeding the
I
kids,
totally
yeah.
understand.
yeah,
But we're not, like Jen said, we cannot penalize you because you want to do this. But the
Yeah.
question is, in the future, if you go out and sell the house and the person who buys the house rented, now what do we do? See, once
Yeah.
if we grant you a kitchen,
yeah,
we literally granting you an apartment.
gotcha.
We want to, I personally, I don't mind granting you a home occupation business, which is you are allowed. But giving you an accessory, the way it looks, it's an apartment, it's got a separate entrance, all that. It becomes a variance and you have no hardship for it.
Okay, so
Is it true, though, that it's not at all uncommon for office spaces to have kitchenettes? It's just, it's not. I mean, I can think
You-
of 3 offices I've worked in the last
I-
10
I-
years, they all had kitchenettes.
And
Correct,
Also have showers and tubs, and,
Some do,
correct.
yeah.
I'm in a lot of.
All right, before we go further, I want to just listen, is there anyone in the audience want to speak in favor, in favor of this project? Jen, can we just, guys, excuse me. Anyone want to speak in favor of the project? I hear none. Anyone against? You want to come forward, please? Just grab a chair, state your name.
move over.
Yeah.
Just your name for the record and address.
My name's David Jenkins. I'm with my wife Debbie.
Okay.
We live at 149 Blackmore Pond Road.
Yep.
We live across the street from this location. We've been at our house for 27 years in Wareham. We've been a faithful taxpayer, and we love Wareham. We love living in Wareham. I first want to say is that we're not at war with the Lowe's. We have a good relationship with his family, with his parents, and I just want them to know that we're not at war, and this isn't personal with Lowe's at all.
Right.
Could this gentleman next to me please identify himself?
I am Charles Purdy from C. Purdy Construction. I am his grandfather.
Okay, thank you.
His grandfather?
Yes.
Yeah,
Who's
His grandfather,
yeah.
not his.
So we've lived there for 27 years. We live next to bogs. It's been great. Bog owners are fantastic. They keep their properties up. They keep it neat. It's been great. But this project, we feel you should deny this tonight. First of all, they've now changed the paperwork right here on the spot. They're saying it's no longer an apartment. So we're a little confused how that can be done on the fly like that. If the other department who sets this up said it's an apartment, how can we change that tonight? Do we have to go back and get new paperwork? So that's the first question. This is an enormous building. It stands 30 feet, 3 inches tall. Okay, I have a 2-floor cape, and my house is only 25 feet tall. So this thing is going to be standing 30 feet, 3 inches tall from the ground level to the top peak of the apartment. So, basically, it's going to be this giant, enormous commercial garage with a commercial door. The door is 12 by 12, the garage is a 14 clear door, and you're not really getting the complete story here tonight as far as what we feel the use of this building is for. There is a business being run out of this location, absolutely, and it's called Advanced Earthworks.
Excuse me?
What?
Advanced Earthworks. If you look at your plans tonight, it says they're prepared for Advanced Earthworks, not Jacob Lowe and Chelsea Lowe. The plans are for a business. The business he currently has incorporated is called Advanced Earthworks. So our biggest complaint, really, is the size of this building, the use of the building, and really the noise and the stuff we're starting to experience now from this business that is being run from this location. I made it clear to Jacob before this meeting that we were against this, so again, we're not at war with them. It's just that I think 27 years, living at the same house for 27 years, I think we have a right to be heard tonight.
Absolutely.
The front door, like I said, is 12 by 12. It's going to have a 12 by 12 door, 14 clear. So when you're coming over down Blackmore Pond Road, you pass Barlow Ave, and there's like a crescent in the road there. So you're literally going to go downhill. Their driveway is literally right after this hill. It's really dangerous. Their driveways, it's dangerous. Our driveway, people come flying down that road, and now you're going to be adding, this commercial garage, additional people who are going to be in this apartment. It was first explained to me that a grandmother was going to be living in this apartment. And if you look at the floor plan, it screams apartment, okay? You can call it a kitchenette. It's got a bathroom with a shower. It screams apartment. I worked in a lot of businesses, and I know what a kitchenette for a business looks like, and it isn't this floor plan. This is definitely an apartment. This apartment is all by itself, sitting right on top of the garage to be used by someone for something, with no access to the house, like Jacob said tonight. Again, we think it's a commercial garage. It's going to be used by Advanced Earthworks. They state it right in the plan, right on the plan. It's an incorporated business. You can look it up. He has equipment. It's growing. I hope he does great. I hope his business continues to grow, but it shouldn't be in a residential neighborhood, and it doesn't need to be across from my house. The fact now that he has these plans with the company name on it and the apartment and this commercial garage clearly states that he's going to be using it for his business. We're just tired of the noise, the odors that come with his business, the banging of the tailgates early in the morning. If you've ever heard a dump truck drop its load, it basically raises its top, bangs the door. It's scary. You hear it in your house. It's banging. So it's all the noises and all that stuff.
Are you having, what kind of business are you operating? What is this? Before we,
Can we,
I mean, I would like to, before we potentially listen to something that's not relevant to this. Are you,
okay, so I do own an excavation company called
Okay.
Advanced Earthworks, that's correct. The plans were drawn up in Advanced Earthworks' name because I deal with John Churchill professionally on a regular basis, so my account is in my company's name. Do you want me to speak on the whole, because I can address a lot of the issues that he has, but I think it's only fair if we let him.
well, I don't want to, I would prefer to hear exactly, instead of this gentleman speaking based on some assumptions from things, I would like to first
Yeah.
hear your story about
So
what it is.
when I bought the property, I didn't quite understand zoning. That I was 23 years old when I bought the place. I started Advanced Earthworks. My family sold their rental company, so I went full-time in this business. Originally, it was a trucking company. I owned one truck, and we do work all around. We don't do work at the house. We park our trucks and equipment there. We are contracted by the Cranberry Bog owner to do some excavation work. We are digging a water hole, we clean his ditches, we do a lot of that stuff. So we are in and out of there a lot with the trucks, and that, even if we were to move the business, would continue because we work for Muggsy Beaton doing the Cranberry Bog work. We used to leave a lot earlier for work. I have since tried to, we start at 7:30 now, so we don't start any earlier than 7:30, just to try to, help out the neighbors. And I've, talked to, or sent a message to Dave before, and I said I'm willing to try to be more accommodating, and, but like I said, we don't do any of the work there. We just park our trucks there, and we were keeping some materials there in the yard, but since then, over time I've realized that I can't be doing that in a residential area. So we go to County Road Recycling to dump all of our stumps. We go to Savory Excavation to dump all of our fill. But we keep some over at the Cranberry Bog. But this building, which I think is the main reason why we're here tonight, is not intended for use of, I'm not going to lie, I'll probably work on my 1-ton in there or something, but I grew up with a garage. I am a mechanical person. When I bought a house, I wanted a garage. That was my main intention, and it's not that big. It's 5 feet taller than his house.
Yeah, I don't think that your, I don't think the dimensions of your project are anywhere outside of what's allowed by the bylaws. But, so just to be clear, do you have any intention of running your Advanced Earthworks business out of this particular?
Everything that I run my business is already in place. I have an accountant that handles all of my business aspect stuff. I don't deal with any of that.
Can I add something?
Where do you keep your equipment?
I keep my trucks and equipment at my house.
Which consists of what?
I have a triaxle dump truck. I have a 1-ton 6-wheel dump truck, and then a pickup truck and trailers and excavators.
Excavators?
Yep.
As in how many?
2
In the backyard of our property.
in the backyard.
Can
How
I?
long has that been the case?
2015, I believe, is when I actually incorporated.
Has anyone
business.
ever advised you that this is in any way in violation of some town bylaw?
No, the only thing I ran into was they said that I was too close to the Cranberry Bog with where we were driving our trucks out, so I had to change that around. But that's the only thing that's ever been brought up to me.
Can I add something now?
Yep.
One thing too is, I know we had, when we brought, I can't remember whose camper or something, oh, your dad's truck. When we had to
Get a chair.
get a chair, and my youngest, we got a chair for him. Anyways, when he picked it up for us because he had a big truck, and it actually took down the power lines above our
Yeah, that's a good
driveway,
point.
and
I
we
can't
had
even get the
to
truck in there.
call and fix that. So we haven't tried to bring a big truck up our driveway because we know the power lines are going to go down. So we're not going to use it for the business because we know that we're not going to have power, or we're not going to have TV. That's,
Well, if I may, in the R60 zone, you are in violation having all these equipment there as it is. And I have to agree with the gentleman, Mr. Jenkins. Like I said, I'm not judging what you're gonna do, but having a garage door like this, I know what's gonna lead.
Yeah.
This size garage door, and as it is, you're getting away with parking these equipment and stuff.
Yep.
As it is, you're in violation.
What
Really?
sorry, go ahead.
Really and truly, I mean, you should rectify the violation before you kinda come before us. I mean, I guess your neighbor's kind enough, he never told the neighbors, I mean, he never told the commissioner, because you could be cited for that, and they make you move the equipment and stuff. You could have a one-ton truck, but not a tri-axle and excavator, as I'm reading it here, right, Ken?
Where are we?
R60?
In our 60s,
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
residential.
What is that particular, what does that fall under within the table? there?
It's apparently running a construction company out there. You know what I'm saying?
So,
If you, one
I may-
second,
I have
one
to
second.
finish.
If you look in the R60 zone, it's only strictly for residential. Unless you've been there or your garage been there for God knows how long, it's like grandfather. So, so for us, personally, I'm not saying for us, my personal opinion, if I to say yes to build this garage, I'm kinda giving you a permit for it, which is I'm not comfortable with. I'm okay with home occupational with your wife doing her photography, it's allowed by the book. Apparently, somebody aggrieved with this decision, which I totally understand. Equipment and stuff in the R60, I totally agree. We had a case before you, now it's closed, we could talk about it. It was in a commercial zone, and the neighbor even complained having a commercial practice, we don't wanna say what it was. And it was commercial. So, and I think it's probably would create the same noise that this one would. So you basically running a construction business out there. I mean, I understand, I do construction, I understand, you bring your truck home, but your machine, I mean, once in a while you drop off a machine, you go next morning, you don't have time, but if your machine's always there and stuff, and for us personally, again, not for us, giving you that garage that size, that's a repair shop,
yep.
A kitchen, I'm uncomfortable with this. I don't mind giving her occupation for cameras and photo shoots or whatever. I don't think your neighbor would care if she does photography and stuff. The height, he's allowed with the height, he's within the bylaws. It's within the height, the bylaws.
But it doesn't fit in the neighborhood. It's an oddball. If
I
you
know,
look at
but it's by the book.
this- May I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you look under the bylaws, under 382, Residence 60, R60,
Yeah.
home office and professional trade conducted at a resident of premises, this activity shall be permitted by right, provided there is no external evidence of any business other than permitted signs. Well, there's clearly evidence with machine and equipment sitting out there that there's a
Right,
business.
I was talking to you about the height of the garage. He's allowed to build
That
that.
too,
No, he's allowed for
Doesn't-
35 feet.
I understand
Up to
that.
35 feet, he's allowed, and he doesn't have 35 feet. It's just the garage door that throws it off.
I think
But
his
if-
current business would be allowed by special permit in R60.
Where did you see that?
Gravel, loam, sandstone, or earth removal in the R60. Page 12 of the bylaws.
One
That's-
sec.
I mean, are we approving his business tonight now?
One
or-
second.
What's that?
We just want to do things the right way,
So,
so
at a time, please.
No, you brought up the business.
No, I didn't bring the business. The business is on the plans. That's what started this whole thing.
One at a time. Where did you see this,
That's a
Jan?
misunderstanding.
So if you look at page 12,
Yeah,
On earth moving.
right, that's,
I'm really.
that's earth removal. That, this permit is, say you have a big hill and you wanna remove the dirt and stuff, but doesn't mean you could run like Boston sand and gravel. This is, you can remove the earth and level your ground. That's what's allowed by special permit.
okay, I mean, we're talking here about storing your work-related vehicles at your property.
It's a little more than that, ma'am. If you really
Well,
want me to
please,
get into it-
listen. You have to be recognized before you speak. We'll get your turn, don't worry. Go ahead, sorry. Operating a business, this is completely different. We do have, because in Wareham, we have a lot of stone, a lot of sand, we do have this permit to remove, for earth removal. Walter's familiar with this. We have a lot of hills, you get a special permit to remove the dirt and level your ground, but doesn't mean, but that's a short-term special permit.
This matter with the earth removal isn't before us. I mean, if you have some grievance with respect to whether or not that's proper, I would suggest that you go to the building inspector.
What I'm saying is, if you approve this tonight, you're approving his business to put in a business garage with an apartment. That's what you're approving tonight, if you approve it. That's what's before us tonight.
Well, what he's doing is existing. We don't have before us any application to conduct. Because he didn't apply for one. Well, and that's why we wouldn't be voting on that.
And
The
Right.
business side, we understand that.
So,
Right.
so what's before us is simply
A business with a business garage,
well,
Advanced Earthworks.
Let's, but Jan, if we don't mind, let's hear it from everyone, see how the board feels. Robert?
It started out as taking pictures, okay? And now we've got construction equipment. I don't know, okay? According to the bylaws, you can't do that. And I'm a little taken, I don't have any problems with home businesses, believe me. But I do have an issue with the way this was presented initially. And kind of left me in the dark a little bit. I wish this had all come out instead of just taking pictures, okay? That's my feeling, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Jake?
I don't have a problem with the project. I think it's fine, but maybe, is there a way we could, if we do approve it, say that the only business that would be run is the picture business, not the earth moving, you know, come up with something for that. In the end, that they build a building, they run that home business out of it, and if anything else happens or any other business start getting run, then they have to shut it down. You can't just do that. Is there any way?
We can do this under special permit,
Okay.
but it has to look like a duck and walk like a duck. That garage door doesn't look
Yeah.
like a duck.
I mean, me personally, I'm gonna build a garage like this at my house at some point, and I am gonna build a big garage just to have my toys and stuff and do something similar. At this time, I mean, it's tough to say. I understand where everyone's coming from here.
Right, but you said to have your toys. You didn't say
Yeah.
to have your dump
Well, no,
truck.
but that's what they're saying. They're saying on this permit that they're gonna, if we do this a home business for a picture company, for her picture company, that's what I was under the impression.
Right.
If that was really what's gonna happen, I'm okay with it. That would be
Right.
fine.
Yeah, we're all okay with
That's
that.
fine.
I personally, not all, I'm definitely okay with that.
Obviously, in the future, if they keep running the big trucks in and out, then they're gonna get penalized regardless. Regardless, they're gonna get penalized.
Jen, we know your opinion, but
I mean, I personally, I don't have any, I have no problems with what's been presented, kitchenette or no kitchenette. If there is some separate issue about a pre-existing business, that simply is not before us.
Right.
There's an avenue for redress for that, namely to the building department.
Right.
I don't have any concerns about someone having a large garage. I think that's by preference. Some people prefer a large garage. whether or not it's to park one of his current pieces of equipment in, or whether or not it's to park, he said he's a mechanically inclined guy. My inclination tonight, I would vote to approve what they're applying for, and I would encourage these neighbors, if they have concerns about what's been going on since 2015, to go take that up with the building department.
That's true. Walter?
I mean, I'm back and forth too, because as far as the photography, I was fine with that. The garage, I mean, I have a 1-ton truck. I don't need 12-foot garage door because a triaxle will fit in that garage. I've already looked at the foundation. It looks like you're putting a triaxle. If you're gonna mechanically inclined, yeah, I'm gonna have a garage too on mine. I'm not gonna do a 12-foot garage door. Pretty much the same setup as you, without the kitchen, just a giant living room. But what really gets me is you're storing excavator equipment. You also mentioned about you abut a bog. You got heavy equipment, you got trucks, triaxles, dual axles, and a couple excavators. If we can say that it's just for the photography and there'll be no heavy equipment, I'm fine with it. I think it's a bigger issue because I know, being in the business, that you have a buffer with that much fuel in them vehicles that close to a cranberry bog. So it could go, I don't want to say that and then we have an issue and then you didn't go through your steps. I'm fine with the business. I don't care about the size of the garage. If you got a truck that big, the kitchenette, I mean, make it one big living room. That was me. But as far as with the other business, I really wouldn't approve it right now.
When I get a chance, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I've lived next to the Jenkins here for almost 28 years now. I have been their neighbor. I am a little upset that I wasn't confronted before it came to this.
Listen,
I
let me
just
tell you how it works.
can I just
Listen,
can I
yes, but
finish real
this-
quick, Nazi?
We're not here to express feeling. We're here to
No, I
follow
understand
the
that.
laws, you know?
I know. What I'm saying is,
It's absolutely his right to say what he wants.
I agree with that. And all I'm saying is I'm okay with compliance. I will, if it's not okay for me to have my stuff there, I thought because I was just keeping my stuff there that it was okay because we don't work there. If that's not okay, I will find another place.
That's not up
for my
to us.
stuff.
That's the building commissioner to enforce that.
Okay.
But let me give you my input so we don't go back and forth.
Yep.
If you want to get an okay from me, your garage is 14 feet high.
12, well, the door is 12 feet.
The door is 12, the garage is 14. If I don't mind giving you the permit for in-home business if you drop the height of the garage to 10 feet and put an 8-foot door, 12 wide by 8 feet high, and get rid of the kitchenette. I will have no problem. Otherwise, personally, it's a variance, and I'm not comfortable to grant a variance.
Can I say one more thing, Nazi? I'll
Yes.
try to interrupt you. My neighbor has a garage, and he has very big doors, and he just has he has lifts in his garage, and he works on old cars. He's an old guy, works on old cars, and it's really, he got approved.
right.
And it's a real thing, so.
Good. Listen, you just said he works on his own cars, and it's a hobby for him and his own car. He's not running a business. He doesn't fix for people. He doesn't.
No, that's what I'm saying. And for him, what's the difference? If it's his vehicles and he puts them in, he can tinker with his own vehicles anytime he wants to.
Listen, if he's an attorney and he works on his own cars, I understand. Or if he's a teacher or photographer, work on his own cars. But he's in the construction business. He's gonna work on his equipment. Just like I'm in construction. If I bring my equipment to my house, I'm gonna be working on them. That's a
So
business.
me in the future, if I want to go buy a big truck and put it in the lift, and I like to work, that's my thing. I want to buy a big truck and put it in a very similar garage to this. You're not going to allow me to put in a garage with a big lift because you think I'm going to run my business. I own a construction business as well.
If you're in the construction business.
What was that? No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not.
You got 5, 6 trucks and you're running.
But
Talking about one garage,
but
though.
he's saying he's going, if he has to move his vehicles, he will move his vehicles to wherever he needs to move his vehicles. So he's eliminating that right now for us. So he's saying he's not gonna have 5, 6, all his excavators, everything
move
there.
it.
If he wants to bring in something and bring it in to work on it at a time, I don't see there, you shouldn't limit the height of his garage, because let me tell you something, I want a big garage. I want to be able to put my big toys and my big stuff, and maybe he does too. And I'm not, I don't know these people, I don't know, but I'm just coming from my point of view, that's all.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely, I
it's-
understand.
I think
I
it's-
respect your view, I respect Jen's, but if you guys could see the board, the way it's going between Bob, Walter, and myself,
I think it's entirely unfair and arbitrary and capricious to limit the size of something that is being built. There's nothing about the size of
Can't they build it
this-
35 feet high if
There's
they want?
nothing in the bylaw that prohibits this particular size. So it's completely and totally arbitrary and capricious to deny them on some grounds that he may be working on his construction vehicle in there, for crying out
I
loud.
would make it 35
I mean,
feet
that's
high.
not, that's a way overreach and abuse, in my opinion.
I totally understand, but there's an intent here, if you want to talk laws.
What intent?
Intent of construction, repairing construction equipment, it's an intent.
I take the man at his word. He's telling us, I can't keep my vehicles here. I didn't know I couldn't keep my vehicles
I think
here.
they're gonna be keeping a great look, keeping an eye
If
on
I
that.
can't keep my vehicles here, I will find another place
I'll
for
be
my
in check.
vehicles. But I tell you what, if I came before this board and I wanted to build a large garage for whatever reason I wanted, and you denied me for some assumption or false motive,
Right.
something that I was otherwise entitled to build, arbitrary and capricious, I'm going to Superior Court.
What if they wanna
Right.
buy a camper?
What?
My neighbor just ripped out his doors, garage doors, because his doors weren't big enough to make his doors, because he bought a camper. I mean, I'm just saying, you buy a house, you need to look into the
I
future.
totally understand, but I totally understand about a decision should not be capricious and arbitrary. However, there's intent, in this matter, if he didn't, like Robert said, when the construction equipment came to play, everything changed. I was totally for the project until we start talking construction, equipment, excavators, so that,
He didn't know he was doing anything wrong.
I know he didn't, but we
would've
just telling
changed it
him he is doing
beforehand if we-
something.
Well, and he said he
It's
would
true.
move his,
like, I-
vehicles.
Look, may I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, I don't think there's an assumption here that he did anything wrong. It's just now, everything is now coming into the mix, and it's become part of the conversation.
Right.
Okay? That's where I'm coming from. So I'm not assuming that he did anything wrong.
Talking about assuming in the future.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
You're making assumptions about something in the future. He's telling you here.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, obviously, I won't be able to use this for the business because I have a very nice neighbor that will go directly to the building inspector the second that my truck backs into that garage. So, I do have a camper, like you said, and I want a garage, and if I can't get one here, I will move to another place and I'll get a garage. The intent of the garage is because I want to go out at night with my kids and work on stuff, whatever it may be. And as you said, an 8-foot door ain't going to cut it. And you know that, Nazi. I know you know that. That 8-foot door ain't going to cut it. Your pickup truck don't fit in an 8-foot door.
Right. And I know for a fact,
And I will move the business.
We cannot make arbitrary and capricious
But
decisions.
we also, too, we have to hear what the butters are saying.
I've
And if
listened
they're
to
willing
them.
to say, so we're saying that basically, whatever I want to build in this town, I can build it as long as I'm within the limits, and who cares about my neighbor?
Yeah.
Well, no.
No.
but no, hold, one second, please, let's not argue, that,
He's not saying anything.
listen, let me.
Right, this
Excuse-
size of construction is allowed. The
Right,
neighbor doesn't even have to be heard about that. We're only here because of the use.
right,
Right.
exactly, Walter, that's true.
So that's neither here nor there. He is within his rights to build this size garage.
Absolutely.
We are here solely because of,
The kitchenette throws it off,
you have a
correct.
problem removing
Which
the
will,
kitchenette.
I'll take the kitchenette out.
They have temporary ones that you just.
I mean, this is something that comes up to
Can I have
every time with
cabinets?
these issues. It really
I
kind of, it
know.
unnerves me.
I know,
It
but we don't,
unnerves me.
listen, but we don't make the laws.
Laid out for a kitchen already. I know.
There's nothing that
So
says
just
you can't
change
have a
the wording,
kitchenette.
a
It's just
living
this
room.
assumption that somebody's.
In all uses,
Sounds good.
in all uses.
One at a time, it's going out of hand,
Yeah,
one
it's
at a
getting out of
time,
control
please.
here.
Well, who wants to speak?
I would,
Sir, let the gentleman
I've been
speak.
trying to speak all evening. First of all, a kitchenette is required not to have a stove or cooking item in it. That's all is required for a kitchenette. If you put one in, then it's illegal. Otherwise, it is not under building codes, and I know this. This is what we came here for, and if you look at the property right here, the name of the owner is Chelsea and Jacob Lowe.
It doesn't matter who owns
But
it.
what I'm saying is for...
irrelevant
this-
who's in
We
the
came
plan.
here to do this. This was told to me as I came to apply for this application. The building commissioner looked at it. He came to me with all the answers he wants. I returned his answers. He was happy with them, and he looked me in the face and said, "I don't care. I think you're going to make it into an apartment, so I'm denying you." It had nothing to do with what was properly done, even though everything on here is properly done. The only reason we are here tonight is the commissioner took judgment call on something that he has no right to do. Second of all,
With all respect, he does have.
He doesn't
It
have a
looks
license to do that,
No,
sir.
Sir, listen to me. It does look like an apartment, has its own entrance,
Mm-hmm.
it has its own bathroom, it has its own kitchen, it is an accessory, it's an apartment.
it can, as long as it does not have a stove, it is not considered. Now, they're using it for a family room. As it's written here, it's going to be built as it was. He told me to my face that I was lying, and I was going to build an apartment, and I explained to him I am not. So,
With all due respect, it does look, personally, it looks to me like an apartment. We're not gonna argue with the commissioner did his
that's
job, and it's here for us to decide. The question right now, I just wanna ask one more neighbor, if somebody is here. Anyone else wanna speak against, still on the project? Wanna please come, bring your name? Just for the record. It's gotta be on the mic for the record. Just your name for the record and address.
Dawn Riley, 155 Blackmore Pond Road. I have to agree with Dave and Deb. It's not, we love you.
Next to the
Jake.
mic so they could hear for the record.
Yeah, I mean, Jake's a great kid. We love you. We've grown up with you. My boys were in scouts with him. It's just an inappropriate location for such equipment. We do hear it rattling. I mean,
I respect where you're going, but the fact.
but that's not what we're here for. I understand
Right,
that.
right.
We're here, and I haven't seen the plans, to be honest with you. But from, I mean, not that I'd understand if I looked at them. Well, I probably would,
There's a
to be
picture
honest
of
with
it
you.
on
But it sounds like, how close to the road is it going to be?
All of those issues are within.
It's far.
They're all within.
All
They're
of
all
it.
within.
This whole,
So
yes.
It's all by the book. The setback, the height, all by
everything
the
is
book.
proper.
it's, I knew it would be. I mean, I knew you guys forever. It's just, change is a problem for people. I think we adapt to things, and you can't, you know, it's just a hard call on all of this. But we're not thrilled with it. I have to tell you, I've heard the trucks rattling during the day. This is, I mean, I work, you know, most days, but if I happen to be home.
it's not about the...
How long has this business been running for out of there? I mean, how long have the trucks been going in and out?
About 3 years. I'd
Has there been
say.
any complaints into the town?
We've really kept it to ourselves.
Yeah, we have.
We really have. We put up with it.
We're not boat rockers.
So even if he
One at
adds,
a time, it's
even
gotta
if
be
he
on
adds an
record.
addition,
We put up with it for that many years.
The smells, the beeping,
The backup alarms, the banging of the tailgate.
Hold on. Listen, hey, stop, excuse me, hello. It's going out of hand. Each one wanna speak one at a time, and it's gotta go on the mic. Who would like to speak? All right, come close to the mic, one at a time, or we're gonna shut it down. Okay, go ahead.
I wasn't going to go here with this, but since Jacob brought this up about how he's known me for so many years, you need to know how I first learned about this project. I'll just be really brief. I was sitting at my house, my doorbell rings, and this gentleman here shows up at my door. I don't know who he is, never met him, never saw him. He's in a construction truck, Purdy Construction, don't know who he is. He has a clipboard in his hand, he has a piece of a paper, and I think it's in your packets there.
Okay.
By his company. He has a picture of this pretty little house with a little mud room and a little garage. And he says, now he doesn't even know me either. So he says, Jake needs to put in a small mud room and a little garage to his home, and he needs the signatures of the neighbors. I'm like, would you just sign here? I'm like, well, wait a minute. First of all, I don't even know you, so I got to know who he is, and I said, why would Jacob need my permission to put in a little breezeway in a garage? Now, he was totally dishonest with me. He didn't come forward, tell me the size of the garage, the building, anything. He showed me that little picture that you have tonight.
If you don't mind, no
All right.
judging people.
Okay.
Just tell your story.
Putting
Don't
that
judge
aside.
anybody.
Putting that aside.
We're not in.
My final words tonight are, your drawing says Advanced Earthworks. It doesn't say Chelsea Lowe, it doesn't say Jacob Lowe. He has a certified business, incorporated, Advanced Earthworks. He has every intention to use this as the business. It's very clear, it's a business garage. And the upstairs is clearly an apartment. So we've
All
been
right.
very, very good neighbors. Like like we said, we put up with it for 3 years. There's even more neighbors that are having a problem with him. But we tried to be good and be quiet. But it's really crossing the line now. He's growing this business. He has more equipment each year, and enough is enough already, is all what we're saying is. We put up with it for so long, but enough is enough.
Can I make one final statement?
Sure, go
here?
ahead.
I obviously known you forever, and we go way back.
Direct
And,
talk to us. You can't look at them. You gotta talk to us.
Okay, I'll talk to you. So, I was unaware that I wish this was brought to my attention earlier. I will fix the problem.
Okay.
That is a promise. I know I have to speak to you, but that is a promise that I will fix that problem.
The what? With the
The
equipment?
problem with the equipment being on
So you're gonna
on-site.
take them out of
I
sight?
will. It might take me a little while to find another place. I knew as the business was growing, I can't be there forever. It was, it grew, and as businesses naturally do. I knew that I'm going to have to find a place to go. Currently, we're working on, a friend of mine who owns a company is working on purchasing land in Middleborough, and he's going to rent me a place. We're in the works with that. I would like to use the rest of my land for my own personal use as well. I don't want an acre of my land being taken up by my stuff. And I think I definitely will, now that I know that it's bothering my neighbors, I will rectify that situation. I want a garage regardless of whether I use it.
You're entitled of it.
for my-
Nobody's saying you're not entitled
So
for a garage.
I would like this garage. I don't think there's anything wrong with a 12-foot door. My triaxle, I don't know if it will fit inside of a 12-foot door. I think it might be over 12 feet tall, to be honest with you. My 1-ton obviously would fit. I really would like this garage because people want garages. I respect my neighbors a lot, and I am willing to do what it takes to make everybody comfortable with the situation.
All right, how was, one more thing. Don, you here for something? You wanna speak?
Do I want to speak?
Are you in this for this case?
Jake is my son.
Jake's your son?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can't see the
So
family
All
room.
right, but it's gotta be on the mic, so, but that's okay. If you don't wanna make a comment, just stay where you are. It's gotta be public if you wanna come.
I'm just viewing.
Okay. I have no problem, personally, I don't have a problem granting a special permit for an in-home occupation with the condition that no construction equipment to be stored at the property. There you go. For instance, if you come home with your 1-ton, that's okay, but excavator, triaxle and stuff. And now, if the board agrees with me, if you violate this, the building commission can come for a cease and desist. Do you understand?
Understand?
It's only fair for the neighbors And like, I know you didn't know, now you know
And-
that
yep.
you can't have excavators in a R60. If you were in a R30 or general commercial, you can, but in a R60, you can't. So, and I mean, apparently they like you, they speak highly of you, and that just, and I do have to respect that they didn't say nothing to commissioner. So, because they could have for a long time say
Yep.
you're running a
And I
business, which
appreciate
you're not
that.
supposed to. So, I don't know how the board feels if we grant a special permit with the condition, with these conditions, and then, and of course, no kitchenette, you know, and then there's something with conditions that if the neighbors complain there's an excavator there or a triaxle, the building commissioner have something in hand that could go and cease and desist. How's the board? Regarding the garage door, I have to, the intent is there, however, like Attorney Kendrick said, it's not a violation of the building code, nor it is a violation of the bylaw. You could have, in our bylaw, there's no specification for garage door. You could have 20 feet garage door height. I believe the intent is different, but I guess if we condition it, I think it could be okay, and maybe everyone will be happy. So we'll run it back again with the board, see
I'd be
how they
okay with
feel.
that.
You okay with this?
I'm fine with that. I mean, the gentleman obviously should be given some time to find alternative.
Yeah, absolutely, and we will do in a special permit, say,
Fine with that, you know.
like, give you like 90 days to start looking, I mean, hopefully by Christmas, January, start moving, find a place, you know, so we should put a date, we have to put a date to it. How long do you think it will take you to find that place?
January 1.
I mean, I'd like to say that I could find somewhere quick, but I haven't really looked into any commercial property.
So say we say like in the spring,
I could do it by the spring. I could
but
find
I
somewhere
can't
by the
promise
spring.
you, if they call the building commissioner, he might come put a cease and desist, as it is right now, without giving you nothing.
That's okay, I understand.
You understand?
I understand that now. And when I purchased the property, had 3.5 acres. I was 23 years old. I didn't know.
I
didn't know
totally understand,
my,
and
you
I've
know.
been there, I understand. and
So
you
now
enjoy
I
that,
know.
and it's
I'm
like
educated. This
dream.
is why we learn, and this is why we grow up.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I will
Believe me, and
rectify
I
the
learned
situation.
The same way you did, and I wish you all the luck. But we just have to be a little considerate, you know,
You got it.
within the law, within the law.
Absolutely.
I mean, if that wasn't, if you weren't doing, you didn't have this equipment, there will be no problem.
Yep.
All right, so anyone want to add anything else?
I think you said
Somebody
it
would
right.
like to add anything else before we close?
So what are the next steps? How does it work? I don't,
If the board choose to approve the permit, we will put conditions, and the board has to vote. He has to get 4 out of 5. And if he gets the approval, like the one I recommended, and it will be recorded at the registry of deed, and he could go build it. And if somebody agreed with it, you have 20 days to appeal it at Superior Court, this one, within 20 days. And if you don't choose to appeal it and he goes out to build it, he violates, you could call the commissioner and he could stop him right away. And like I said, unfortunately, right now, he could call the commissioner tomorrow and stop him. So you want to add anything else? Anything else would you like to add?
Nope.
None? Okay, if I hear none, I'd like to entertain a motion to close. Moved by Jen. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose, abstain. Okay, any discussion?
What is
I
the?
can't talk anymore. I'm sorry, it's closed.
Oh, sorry.
That's it.
The date. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
We didn't decide on.
fall.
The fall. No, spring.
Spring, sorry. Okay, any discussion before somebody brings a motion?
Yeah, I have none.
Yes. How about? Okay, who would like to make a motion?
Who did it as designed?
The design as is, but with the condition without a kitchen. And a kitchen.
I'll make a motion to approve the application as presented, with the exception that the kitchenette must be removed and on condition that the applicant,
Jen, he can't hear, if you can.
do I need to start all over?
No, no, Bob, did you hear that? No. Yeah, so start over again.
Okay. I'll make a motion that the application as presented be approved, with the exception that the kitchenette as presented has to be removed from the plans, and also on the condition that the applicant must remove all of his equipment for his excavating business and find an alternative location for that equipment by the spring of 2020.
Correct. And also, we are granting a special permit. It's a special permit, not a variance. For a home occupant,
Yes.
yes, if you don't mind writing this, for a home occupant. Special permit's fine. And the finding is that home occupants is not detrimental. We have to have findings to the neighbors. And it's allowed by right.
Okay.
And that is the photography business. Okay, I hear motion by Jen. Do I have a discussion on that? Somebody would like to discuss?
second.
Just a second, no discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, oppose, abstain. It carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan.
Thanks for coming.
You got it. Yeah, we got it.
You don't, home occupation is just straight up allowed in R60.
With the special permit.
No,
Actually, what you're supposed to be doing is returning the building,
Oh, these are the ones.
What do we do?
Returning his thing, you could add that.
returning his opinion,
Let me show you.
because
home occupation R60, yes.
it's allowed as of right.
Well, he found that it was accessory dwelling.
Why with the plus? When you go to the plus,
Oh, we're gonna be here for 5 minutes today.
you know, when you go to the plus, to that start.
Well, it's the conditions, and if you look for, and you look under home
390.
home occupation, which is under
390,
510.
okay.
You have to meet those standards.
Okay, take it. You happy now?
I don't know about that.
All right, so is our findings all right?
Yeah, by right.
That's a good one.
Is that good?
Right.
All right, very well. Okay, our next, as you all know, we've been appealed for that matter on Charles Pond Road. So I'm sure all of you received the summons or something.
I didn't.
Was Charles Pond? The towing thing, Charles Pond Road. So anyway, the town council will follow up with this. Somebody gonna file discovery. I don't know who it would be, either the plaintiff or the town. So we'll see, we'll play it by ear to hear from town council. A member, oh, okay. We have, somebody filed an application to be on the board. His name Russell Morrow. I did ask Janet if he could come to us. The selectman now needs us to give an opinion on somebody wants to be on the board. They want us to vote and give our input. So I did ask Janet at the selectman office if Mr. Morrow could come in so we could meet him. How can you give an input if you don't meet the guy, right?
Great.
So apparently he's not here, so, what's not Jasmine, Sonia. If Sonia can ask Janet if Mr. Morrow can attend the next hearing, so we can meet him, so we could give an input. Without meeting him, we can't give an input, right? So that's done. New application requires for electronic files. What's that?
What we want to do is digitize the files.
Okay,
And there'll be a requirement that for an application, a USB or other media be included to email or whatever, so we have electronic files to digitize our system. We're running out of space.
right. So everybody file it online or bring it with the USB.
Right.
scans all the application, the plans, and bring it with USB.
Correct.
How's everybody feel? I love technology, so.
I'm all into them.
All for
How do
technology.
we access it once it's here?
Huh?
Web-based?
How do we access it once we're here?
No, the applicant will bring it in USB and he'll download it at the town.
And we'll download it to the tablets, and you can go up.
Whoa, perfect, yeah.
Well, we're gonna
love
have
it, yeah,
tablets, wow.
That's awesome,
You good with that, Robert?
Yes, sir.
love it.
So do you need a vote?
Yes.
Just looking for input?
Okay, somebody make a motion to adopt the new application for,
To adopt the suggestion with respect to electronic submissions.
There's a microphone out there.
I make a motion
yes.
to approve this suggestion with respect to electronic submissions.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Oppose, abstain, carries.
Good job.
You are.
It's
all right.
Do you have a vice chairman?
That's somebody's property rights.
No.
I'll ask Jim to sign that.
Yeah, have a come on.
He's around. No,
These are good findings.
I can figure it out,
All right, let's go back to the minutes. I guess Jimmy's not coming, but we could have him come in and sign them as long as we vote on them. So you could have him come in and sign those.
yeah. Yeah, good idea.
All right,
I wasn't here, so I can't speak to
right.
Wasn't here either.
Bob, you looked at them,
Yes.
so what do you think?
Yeah, they look okay.
Jake, you weren't here, so it doesn't matter. It's me and Robert. Okay, me and Robert, so what's your motion?
Say what?
It's me and you. So you okay with them?
Yes.
Okay, I am too. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, aye. So, these the minutes are fine? Just me and Robert, because, and so Jim, when he comes, he could sign them. Oh, that's your thing, sorry. If you haven't signed the other one, this one. All right, next hearing, October 9.
The full agenda.
Yeah. Hey, guys, October 9, we have a big agenda, so if everybody can be here, that'd be great. And for who wasn't here last time, the day before Thanksgiving, we don't have a hearing, just to let you know that Thursday. Okay, we could make, anything else you guys like to add?
I don't have anything else to add.
Okay, can we have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Have a
Second that.
Up.
Got beat you.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Oppose, abstain. Thank you. Thanks, Bob.
Now
He's hearing everything.
we'll all be like that. Right on.